Well, hello people, and welcome back to part 6 of Kokai, our CS2 modded build. I hope you're having a wonderful day. First of all, thank you for 100,000 subscribers on the channel. There will be a live stream over the weekend if you would like to come and hang out and celebrate that together. It'll probably be on Saturday afternoon UK time, I believe, if you'd like to join us. And it will be in Kokai as well. We'll stream this city for the first time. So thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers, absolutely incredible. Well, in today's episode, I was actually hoping to start building the college up here, but the city's economy isn't really ready to sustain a college yet. I think we need a little bit more small town expansion. So in that spirit, there's the other side of the bay around the town of Sully that we have yet to really work with. Now currently there is an enormous mound of literal feces in the way. The garbage site is here, the landfill. Now this thing keeps filling up, so we'll probably relocate this today, I think. And I'd also like to sort of rework the road hierarchy around here too. So let's get stuck straight into it, shall we? So I want to come down off of these grid frames here, I think is where I'm happy to kind of work from. So let's bring a little supporting road down from here. Now this beachfront here, I'd love to have as pedestrian. So I want to save a little bit of room for some sand. I don't want it to just be all concrete, basically. So let's do something like that. We'll bring this one down here as well. Now we need to talk about how this way into town is going to be fixed up too. So let's delete these pathways for right now, which we do need to bring back in because they're actually getting quite a lot of use. And then as we come over here, could we upgrade, I wonder? We can, but we'll encroach upon the field, but we can always change the scope of the field anyway. So let's have this 4-lane road here, and we'll have that go up to the bridge, which is fine. And then I'd like to move to 2-lane road over here, and then just bring this over to the new road here. And let's have this come off on an angle like that down into that road. And then of course we would also like something pretty similar to happen here, for which I might actually just rework how this all sits together. So I might send a 4-lane road here. Let's come off road guideline as well. I want to be sat just in the middle here. Now there'll be some slight things to amend as the type of road changes, but that's okay. And then I'm going to send that straight down into that road there. And I guess I suppose we could keep this one as higher speed highway and then just have it join in somewhere similar like that, I think is what I'm after. And I think we will add some dividers in here as well. So this can be a 4-lane divided road. And then I think we'll actually change this one down by the field into a asymmetrical. Although we should probably use highway actually, shouldn't we? So let's do that as asymmetrical highway there. That's probably what I want about there, I think. I think that's what I'm after. And then the AI shouldn't really have to take this right turn here either, so I'm going to remove that. And then we also don't want them turning left out of here, but I don't think they'll do that anyway. And everyone else I'm pretty happy with. Technically we shouldn't also need this right turn here, but they might want to get access into this if we have access off that road, so I think we'll probably leave that one in. But that changed up the entrance to the town anyway, and I think just to give it perhaps a touch more fanciness why it is kind of the entrance into Sully, why don't we go for one of the fancy new roundabouts as well. Cool, and then we'll just add some asymmetry heading into the roundabout for those extra turn lanes. And then we can also remove traffic lights as well from these junctions. Let everyone flow. And then we'll remove the crosswalks on the busier roads too. And let's also give a little bit of green reservation in the middle there too with some trees. Fabulous. Very nice indeed. So that really expands the road infrastructure around here. Now we can return over here. So I think we're going to have a nice little kind of mixed use waterfront around here. And then obviously with an eye to relocate that garbage plant by the end of today's episode as well. So I'd like to start building up some grids against the front of the waterfront. So let's go for 96 by 80 grids here, I think. And then we'll take that back to the National High Speed Road. Which, speaking of, I would like to keep this here because it's obviously going to form kind of a new bit of road hierarchy. But it's also going to go a fair bit down this coast, which I think will become a different town than Sully. I think Sully can end up getting a little bit too big if we bring it all the way down here. But yeah, lots of more coastline to play with, so if you have any more ideas for coastal area builds, there is a lot of coastline on this map. That's definitely where we'll take this road. So I'd like this new area to be hooked essentially directly into that, as it's the local arterial, essentially. So let's get all this together. Cool, and then this one here is where I would like the pedestrianisation to start against the waterfront, I think. So we'll have that there, and then let's bring this one up into the arterial as well. And then we can send that across into there. And it's going to make sense now just to bring this office park into any local road infrastructure. It's probably not a necessary connection there, actually. I think we'll probably leave that one. Let's have it come down into there. And that should be okay. This gives us plenty of room over here, doesn't it? Very nice. Lots of people walking here too. Thankfully, actually, all taking the little walking bridge we set up quite a few episodes ago now. They're all walking down here, which is very nice. You can see them using the little covered bridge over the river. But that's a lot of fun. That's very good. So in terms of services over here, we definitely need some. In terms of looking at education, I did mention college, but like the economy is just not able to handle a college yet. It's 75,000 a month, plus $750,000 to place it. We just do not have that sort of income yet. But we have fallen back into the red with elementary school. So I'd like to do another smaller elementary in one of these little blocks here, to make up part of our waterfront. So we pedestrianised from the end of Robin Street there. So why don't we go for right on the waterfront here? Now I think I'd like to add quite a few extension wings. I almost want to actually remove the alleyway road we just placed, just to see if we can come up with some slightly more interesting configurations of these extension wings here. So what does that take us up to with 2? Slightly back into the green, so I reckon we go for... So that takes us back into the light green with elementary school. And I think we'll leave a little bit of space open around that for one more extension. If we do want to bring in the gymnasium, which is just happiness and outdoor recreation, we can bring this in next door as well. But maybe not just yet, because I don't want to spend too much on that, but it will give us more elementary school demand, which is very nice. Now we've got a bunch of different demands for different densities over here for residential, which we definitely need to bring more people in. So I'd love to explore placing in some mixed use here today. And then really for these, if we tend to go too big, like the 6x6s here, this is like way too big for the vibe I want to create. So really staying away from those large lots. So anything 2x or 3x is probably going to be my limit. Even 3x can maybe be a little bit sometimes. So let's go for a 2x filter on our mixed use and see if we can put together a little bit of an authentic mixed use waterfront here. Let's see what we can get together. So as a plot waterfront, we can get some really nice blocks in here, especially using the proper left and right variations of the assets. We've already got businesses in on the bottom floor as well, which is nice. I thought they'd take a while to come in, but no, straight away. Not on everyone, but at least they are starting to fill out a little bit. But really love that vibe there. All the little indentations as the buildings kind of fall back and forward against the road is very nice, isn't it? Big fan of that. So that'll hopefully satisfy quite a bit of our medium density demand. I'd also like to explore having some apartments mixed in here too. And with the apartments, I'm happy to have some of these zoning. So maybe we can go for one there. Let's also, I would try like to keep the mixed use on the waterfront, so let's try to keep the apartments on this second block if we can. Let's get all these guys in. Try a number of different shapes and sizes. I am also using European here as well. I'm not an enormous lover of the American style apartments. Cool. And then in terms of where the pedestrianisation is going to run to, we do have another peninsula here that is pretty gnarly on its terrain. Very similar vibes to what we've done out there and over here though. So I wouldn't be totally averse to having some more sort of rich houses against this island here. So let's take the pedestrian road just up to where the contour lines begin for that hill. Somewhere about there, I think. And then we know the rest of this space can be used to develop our waterfront as well. Getting a big rush of people coming in to move in here now, which is very nice. Get more taxpayers in, get that population up a little bit today, hopefully. Wouldn't also mind zoning in a little bit of mixed use too. I guess we'll sort of see how it compares versus plopping as well. And then maybe a little bit more over here. Getting some larger mixed use plots in there. We'll see how they grow. Also getting a lot of the repeated apartments in here as well, aren't we? Which is slightly annoying, but I guess that's just the asset variation currently, isn't it? There's not a vast amount we can do about that. So wonderful, there's another milestone reward as well. What do we get with Big Town? That unlocks the high densities actually, which is quite nice, although we won't be using those for a considerable amount of time yet. In terms of where our sort of major metropolitan area is going to go, I think it's probably going to end up around here, I think. You know, the opposite end of the island where we are right now. That's the eventual plan anyway, but we'll get there one day. So that's what we're going to get with the zone. Again, it's not a bad building, it's just, well, it's a nice corner unit, isn't it? I feel like you get much more variation when you plop, don't you? Much more customization over what comes in. And that one again is quite a chunky number, but not averse to it. Which usually means it's alright. If I don't squint at it for too long when it comes in. That one is a very big and very teal, isn't it? That is a very teal building. But it's okay, I think. I think we can get away with it. We'll leave it in for right now. And for more residential designs, I'd also like to fall away with some compact row housing here in various different configurations. I think as we come toward the high, we'll have some low density. Probably need to relocate our wind power here as well today, since it's starting to encroach on civilization a little bit here now. So while this continues to grow and zone up, let's also give them a little park over here as well, so they're somewhat happy. Let's do... How about we go for a park there? We haven't used this hedge park yet, have we? I think that'd be quite a nice one. Maybe one against the waterfront as well. Oh, does large city park sit and fit? It absolutely does, doesn't it? Let's have that there as well then. A little bit of a theatre and sort of concert show right by the waterfront here. It'd be quite nice, won't it? Very nice in the shower of the enormous teal beast. Which, it's a little bit more, I don't know, tolerable from far away, isn't it, I think? But while these row houses build up, I would like to turn my attention toward a junction that hasn't been built yet. This one down here. I would like to allow cars into this side of the city now. So let's do a little bit of brushwork to get rid of the forest. And then we'll have a look at another couplet junction here. So let's bring this arterial down a little bit. Then probably to about there. So with this one, again, I don't want any kind of massive interchange, considering there's one just down here, which has actually been a crash off of, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't really want another massive overly developed slip ramp system. So I think we'll just do something cute with the highway roads. So the 3-lane to 2-way highway, again, this is only going to be 3-directional. Yes, it will. I was thinking, do we want it 4-directional to carry on, but we won't be driving up this hill, not from here anyway. So let's turn a few segments of our road here into asymmetrical. And obviously we want the roads flowing in that direction. We'll do 2 segments, I think. And then we'll hook our 4-lane road in. So let's go for right there. Trim back this a little bit too. Fantastic. So there's our junction. Let's add some slip lanes onto this as well. Let's do there. And then we'll do the same for this one as well. Come straight down into this junction. Now with this one here, we want to connect into this asymmetrical side of the road now. We'll have that peel off. And then we also want to repeat this motion here. Down at this one, where hopefully we can come off existing geometry and just find a happy curve off there. I think I'll be alright with that. And then we just need to amend some turnings. So, of course, at the main junction here, no right turn. And then at this one here, no forward turn either. They must turn left. Same thing with the slip ramps here as well. No left, no awkward left turn. And the same with this one. And then I guess with that condensing down into one lane there, we can probably afford for this one to become asymmetric. And then just invert that turn again there as well. Might as well also make that highway road while we're playing with the highway systems here. And then again, let's just remove those traffic lights so everyone's free flowing. Then I think with the lanes on the main road itself as well, let's come in with a little bit of 3-lane love, just so they have that dedicated runoff lane here. And then we'll also add it in this side as well, so they have a chance to merge before the Y interchange kicks in here as well. We do also have a U-turn point here, so we might get people using that to use the intersection. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that'll work. And I think what we will do is we come to build out the college town, because eventually this road here is going to go off this way. Just for hypothetical sake, we'll draw it in. So I think we'll stay with the highway roads and do kind of a real fun lane configuration using some super nodes as we build the college here. Eventually, at some point, of course. So that should be quite a lot of fun. We'll look forward to that happening. But for right now, it at least has another way into the city. And we also had a couple of comments last episode as well about possibly turning the jug handle traffic lights on as well. I think we'll do that here. That should please the traffic police a little bit, we hope. So they come in, they have to wait while the other way goes. And then they go as well. I don't think this side will really need it, I don't think. That's just more of a giveaway to Amity Highway, I think. So that should hopefully please the traffic police a little bit. We do have traffic lights on the flat jug handle now as well. And of course, our introductory interchange over here is performing quite nicely still. Yeah, this one's wonderful. Still getting a lot of use around here. Really good. I'm also aware there's a vast amount of crime at the highway rest stop we did last episode. I'm not sure why. I've seen police cars come out and just drive past the crime scene. So it's either a bug or the police of Kokai are corrupt. Which, given the history of Jerry on the channel, it's highly likely it's corruption. So we'll hopefully see that crime get picked up at some point as well. But in the meantime, we are growing up with our row houses and waterfront here. Really want to respect that climb up to the waterfront. How is what's growing in here? Let's go ahead and get the rest of those row houses in, now that their counterparts have grown up that side. And then I think we'll also finish them this side as well, in and around those apartment towers. I realise I'm doing different sizes, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Everyone should be mostly happy. So I'd also like a pier to come down here as well. Now, because we are on a road already, if I just tell you to go out into the water via Anarchy, you will turn yourself into a flooded pier, which is alright. I'll just bring that up a touch with MoveIt. And then can I upgrade you with the road tools here? Can I force you into a key? Can, but you don't do it. I guess that's okay. Could we have that out there like that? Could we even put a roundabout with trees on here, actually? Small concrete with bush is quite tasteful. Or we could do small with tree. Can I get my own tree on there out in the water? I'm not sure. We could. We'd have to change the elevation with the extra landscaping tools though, which I'm on board with. So we need to come up, don't we? Sorry. I mean, does that do it? I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think that's alright, isn't it? I think it's quite nice. Very cute. So let's go ahead and get those sand textures down, of course. We're going to come back and use the wonderful world of Sully sand. Let's go ahead and get this place in. So I don't want the whole area to be sand. So let's go from here. Now, of course, we'll do lots of texture blending during the time lapse to make these not look as jagged, but for right now they should do. And I think I'll take it up to just past the... Actually, I think what we will do is bring the sand all the way up here, saving some overgrown kind of delta-y bits around the mouth of the river here. And then I guess we could have this whole area as sand, couldn't we? There's no reason why not. I think it'd be quite a nice kind of drive-by into the town to see kind of sand immediately as you come into it. Quite a nice entrance into the town of Sully. I can envision trams up and down this waterfront as well one day. Once we come to do them. That really brightens up the whole area, doesn't it? I'm really happy with that. Very nice indeed. Up to 7,000 people now too. Hopefully getting quite a lot of people living around here. Which, look at that elementary school again, it's crazy, isn't it? I feel like it still needs a bit of a rebalance. Like to already need more capacity having just placed this huge school here. It does feel a little bit just sort of endless, doesn't it? The elementary school demand. Okay, let's go for one more capacity then. That pushes us just about back into the green. Then again, we could also upgrade this one too. How much extra capacity does this give us? 500. Let's go ahead and do that as well. We'll upgrade Sully Elementary School into full size one at least. That should keep Kokai's extremely fragile education system going. Within these spaces here, I'm an enormous lover of the low density waterfront European stuff, so let's get all these growing in these grids. Happy with that. And then let's talk about repurposing and relocating the landfill, because this has to go this episode. Possibly over the other side of the highway is actually quite tasty. Can we just relocate you over here without much issue? I know you're going to want your area drawing back out again, which I'm happy to do. Don't want it right up against the highway, so let's just fill a lot of this. My eventual plan with the garbage is to move entirely into recycling, but again, that's quite a ways away. So I think definitely the recycling centre is the way to go for garbage management, but even then it's still an extraordinarily expensive resource, isn't it? Significantly more expensive than the landfill site, actually, which is annoying. It is annoying, but we'll get there with it eventually, but the landfill does keep filling up. They also add a little dirt road there so they can cross straight over without having to drive. He's gonna have to do a loop around the island now. All those. Oh no, there you go, it's okay. They're turning around up here, that's alright. There we go. Now they have a way out. That's much quicker for them, I'm sure. And then secondary services, let's also relocate these wind turbines as well into a nice windy area. Let's get them all opposite the landfill site. And super, that moves our dirty industry out of the way now. And oh, very nice. I didn't realize relocating it actually emptied it. That is a little bit cheesy, but it's fine. It gives us more breathing room with the garbage then, doesn't it? And now we have room to extend that hierarchy system down. So this road here, isn't it? I might chub up to a 4-lane road here. And just send this off meandering down the way to be upgraded into various different things here. It would be cool to have just kind of an endless touristic waterfront. But we now have that as an option, and also another way to build in and out of the city here. How's that other intersection doing? Yeah, some nice use around here now. I'm liking that. Might even when we come to expand this intersection, probably in a couple of episodes' time, we'll send some of these slip ramps off onto these smaller roads as well. Really kind of spaghetti it out a little bit. Also just notice we should really have that asymmetrical facing the other way, shouldn't we? There we go. Very nice. And how is the traffic light performing? Seems to be okay. Very nice. Cool. So, feels like a good point for detailing time-lapse. I just want to keep expanding the vibes here. The low density to medium density to mixed use crawl. Plop in some buildings where we're missing blocks out here to complete our mixed use blocks. Then refine the tree line and do some more texture work with the sand as well, of course, so it's not this jagged. And generally blend in this new side of Sully's waterfront to complete this end of the bay. And also carry on doing up the delta work here as well. Want to finish this up. And yeah, should be good. Lots of detailing to do regardless, so let's get stuck into it, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's have a little detail review, shall we? So down at the new junction, we have slightly amended things. I didn't really like how the lane heading westbound merged into the eastbound with kind of no barrier between it. So I ended up adding a little 4-lane road with the divider, then grass and trees of course, and then also added in some slip ramps here, and we're left with a very pleasing intersection. Hopefully someone's going to turn off. Nope. It appears they're not. That's fine though. They will eventually once this area of town exists, of course. But very pleasant intersection. Really like how that divider kind of splits the highway. And then we have these sound barriers to function as kind of crash barriers, if you like, on either sides of the junction. So that's really cute. And then over here, we also made some amends to how many lanes the jug handle intersection has. You can see now that there are 2 for cars to flow across here. Then it is very satisfying to watch it flow as well, which is quite nice. So then we're heading over there, and then further down the highway, of course, where we have been building today. We come into our delta at the mouth of the river, which has had some decals added on the occasional island, and then lots of trees to give that kind of slightly mangrove vibe, I suppose, is what I'm after right there. And then this carries on over here too, where we have some fencing, with lots of people just walking slightly lower than the highway, which is quite nice. And then they can either stay on the path or they can split off across the beach where you can see people are walking. And we also brought the bus down too as well, which we'll explore in a little second as well. That hooks back into the bus station in the park and ride rest stop over the other side of the farm over there. And then a little just green belt through here that links up with the roads around this way, all pretty nice. Some lane math stuff around here to give dedicated turning lanes, all flowing quite nicely around here as well. And then further down onto that waterfront, we see the bus lanes did a 1-way bus road, just parallel with the pedestrian road. And there's a couple of stops on it. It's actually very nice. We'll hopefully see a bus coming around the corner in the not too distant future. This is where it comes back to over here. Stops outside the park. And then this is great. Really, really love this little kind of bus BRT beach system, which is a lot of B's, isn't it? That's probably going to be something in the title. Big bus on the beach or something. Well, I'll work on the title in production. But either way, very pleasing to see. Parasols, lounges, decals up into the water. Portaloos over here as well, which when you time it right, you kind of get people walking out of the portaloo, which I think is quite cute. Next to a dumpster and some bins before that all spills back onto this. A very cool mixed-use waterfront. I'm a huge fan of how this has turned out. Super nice, isn't it? Very dynamic. There's a layer here, and then big kind of like apartment hotel looking thing on the corner too. And I think we'll keep this vibe running all the way, well not all the way down, but maybe at least along these major bits, maybe bring in a touch of high density around here. We'll see how it develops, but I think there's a lot of probably Gold Coast inspiration to be had for that, isn't there? Quite a cool coastline. Maybe not as tall as the Gold Coast though. But either way, huge fan of this. So you're getting all these little shops and commercial stores, cafes, hairdressers, fried chicken, whatever you want. All the way down here. So super big fan of this pedestrianised beachfront here. Super cool. Whilst we are here, let's have a little look at the performance of the line. 28% usage with 8 stops and 112 passengers. So it is getting a nice bit of use taking people back to Lower Sully over there. More lounges and umbrellas here as well, which thanks to that walkable beach area, or we made it a park area, didn't we? And people just walking organically across the beach. That's super cool. A little picnic blanket where the sand has unfortunately spilled onto it. A park sign alongside a little custom outdoor gym here as well with some textures. Props and some fence work too. And then of course we saw this during the episode. Very nice waterfront. Really, really love how this turned out. Best waterfront in the city, probably. I think we'll have to try and beat this one now. But very nice, and as I mentioned earlier in the episode, when this calls for it, I imagine we'll also have trams coming down here one day as well. Maybe to run along the entire waterfront, all the way down the coastline. Bit of a light rail system rather than a tram. Could be quite fun, couldn't it? Something to explore, definitely, as our public transport needs grow. Skate park and parks over here. I dropped in another park with some office and our med clinic. Greenbelt then arrives at a little high school campus, which has some parking and a road anarchy underneath the sky bridge so people can't actually walk through here. Although having just seen, I do need to turn off this traffic light here as well. Really nice way to use that high score thing. And kind of a nice little round out to what would be, I guess, a crawl to medium density as we begin to fill these areas down here. Maybe we can start another crawl from here up to that eventual kind of waterfront skyline, kind of similar to what we've done over here as well, you know. And then paths and parking all around this space, which is getting lots of use. There's also a road back up through to the office park because everyone was bottlenecking through these. So I felt like it just needed another way in and out. And then we did drop in the upgrade for the gymnasium on the elementary school. And there is a little bit more room around here for some upgrades, but otherwise we'll put them across the road if we do need any more, I think. And then that's pretty much it, I think, for the episode. Over here we did a little bit of a road sort of frontage system coming off of the highway. I'm not providing total omnidirectionality, but at least just some slip lanes to help alleviate the pressure off of those junctions, which hopefully we might be able to see some come off here. There we go. Perfect timing. So they now come down this way. And honestly, this junction here could probably do with some lights as well. But it all turned out tremendously well. I'm very happy with it. And a really nice expansion of, I guess we can call this Upper Sully, probably. I think that's what we'll go for. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and indeed 100,000 subscribers. That is just truly mind-blowing. I am going to work on a little special video with Coco, just to say thank you to you all. I will give you some of the premium edited brown body content as a bit of a thank you for that. And we will be live on the weekend of uploading, just to have a little bit of a hangout and reminisce. We'll stream some Kokai, but it's likely we'll probably load up some other old cities as well and have a little mooch around some of our favourites, perhaps. So, should be a lot of fun. Come hang out for that on Saturday afternoon UK time, if you do indeed want to say hello. Massive shout out to all the patrons supporting the videos, with special roll call to Louis Adlam. If you want to get involved in that, it's linked down below alongside Instant Gaming. So thank you for all support on the channel. Just, I really can't put it into words. I feel like I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. 100k is insane. Thank you, just from the very arse of my heart. Thank you so much for 100,000 subscribers. But I really love this waterfront. It's super cute, isn't it? Someone did ask for some little cinematics of Kokai, so I'll leave a couple of ending pans in as we say goodbye. But otherwise, let's thank you all so much indeed for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.